Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Lars here. Today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do something just a little different. The first video is kind of going to be a little bit of a tutorial, and I'm going to walk you guys through what I was thinking, what was going on, what I was planning. And so, yeah, the first video is going to be that. And then after that, we're just going to go back to our normal routine, 2.5 times speed. But the first one, slowed it down just a little bit. It's actually at 1.5 times speed. Um, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'll walk you through it. And because it is a very common matchup, and you're going to see it a lot. So, without further ado, let's get started. So we have a Metacham, and whenever we see Metacham, what do? We always switch because we do not want Bastiodon to go against that Metacham. It would be absolutely horrible. So here's the thing. We switch to Victory Bell. What they're going to do here, they're either A, going to charge it up and use an Ice Punch, make us use a shield and then switch, or they're going to do a little bit of damage. And you're going to see that here, circled it. And what they're doing is that means they have a Knockdown in the back. So when they switch to Knockdown, we cannot get that Sludge Bomb off. Or if we do get it off, it won't be enough to kill them, right? So that's what they're banking on. They want us to be able to throw that Sludge Bomb when Knockdown is still in the green, and so they have just a little bit of HP left, so Bastiodon isn't going to come in for the farm down. And that's what they're, like I said, what they're really hoping for. But we're able to get one last fast move off in order to use this Sludge Bomb, right? So if that does happen and there's that Knockdown still in the green, don't throw the Sludge Bomb. You have to have Bastiodon come in and farm this thing down for at least one charged move. Um, you know, we like to have more, but in this case, it actually costs them a shield, so that's totally fine. Absolutely fine. So here we go. There's a Shadow Ball, and then we're going to go ahead. We're going to finish it off. And now we're going to wait. And they have a Galarian Stunfisk in the back, which they choose to put in to kind of absorb this damage because they don't want Metacham to lose any more HP because they know I have something in the back that their Metacham can potentially beat because I already threw in Victory Bell, right? So they're assuming that I have something that is weak to Metacham, but it is another Metacham. So go ahead, throw this Psychic. We're actually in a pretty good position here because they opt not to, well, they shield here, but now they're down to 0 shields. And we didn't shield their Ice Punch, which is crucial. So there we go. We're going to shield this Ice Punch. And now we're going to go ahead. We're going to throw this Psychic. And it was such a bummer. They had just a fraction sliver of health left. So we had to use our very last shield. But here's the thing. Um, pretend we had a little bit more health. It's always better in these kind of scenarios because you know Galarian Stunfisk is in the back. Just use your last shield and then, swap out at the end um, and make them, use their fast move or charge move against, Bastion or whatever sacrificial lamb you have. Had I let this Ice Punch hit me, even though Galarian Stunfisk doesn't have very good fast move pressure, still with Rock Slide coupled with that fast move, we would have been done. It would have gone the exact opposite way and would have been a loss instead of a win. So, just a heads up, there's the Ice Punch. We're going to go ahead now. They're bringing in Stunfisk. We're going to use this Power Up Punch. There it is. We know that they're going to use Earthquake, right? So there's 1, 2, quick switch immediately, and let Bastiodon tank the damage. Now, had they not played the minigame, we still would have been fine because that's just not enough HP with Galarian Stunfisk to really be able to turn that around and farm Bastiodon down. Bastiodon, even though it has a move that just barely touches Galarian Stunfisk, we still would have been able to kill it before it got another one off. So there's that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, if you liked it, if you want me to do these more often. And yeah, I can if you want me to. But for now, let's go ahead and let's do our usual. And we're going to go ahead and start it off at 2.5 times speed so as not to bore you with our next opponent, which is a Dragonair. And this person plays it a little different. So the start, same thing as always. Go ahead, let this Aqua Tail hit us and throw the Stone Edge. They're going to shield as usual. And so we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring in Victory Bell. Now, normally, um, other people that play this team will throw a Body Slam against Victory Bell to try to get me to shield. This person's actually saving the energy for later. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in Bastiodon to, tank these 2 flamethrowers because we don't want Metacham to have any damage taken away from it just because, yeah, we know they have a Metacham in the back too. So go ahead, use this Psychic here. Now that, the opponent's Metacham's health has been, or charge energy has been depleted, so it doesn't have anything it can really use, but we know that their Dragonair does. So there's that. We're going to go ahead. We're going to use a shield here. There's a Psychic. We're going to use this Power Up Punch. They just quick switch a Dragonair. So we're going to go ahead, bring out Bastiodon, and had they used their charge move, it would have been fine because Body Slam, or Aqua Tail would have killed us, but then our Metacham would have come in and taken care of business. So either way, that's just kind of like a variant of what people will run. All right, on to the next battle. Now, I included this one, even though it's technically a good lead, because I wanted to show you guys, again, what we do with Metacham when they safe swap the Metacham, because a lot of people use Metacham as a safe swap. So I typically will switch to Victory Bell, and it'll cost us 2 shields. It'll cost them 1. We retain the lead, and we go from there. There we go. They have a Bastion on the back at this point. It's over. They realize it, and that's that. On to the next one. All right. What do we got here? Yeah, I'm trying just to show you guys bad leads or neutral leads. I'll show you good leads every once in a while in case it's relevant to training. But this was another bad lead. We had a Metacham. Our opponent had a Metacham. So we quick switched to Victory Bell. And man, that Alolan Muck made quick work out of it. And so what we're going to do here, because it does have Dark Pulse, we're just going to farm it on down, have Bastiodon. The Dawn is just going to tank it as always, kill this Alolan Muck, and now we have plenty of energy to spare. So go ahead and throw this Flamethrower. There's one. We're bringing in a Metacham of their own, and they're bringing in an Alolan Ninetales. So luckily it doesn't have Charm, otherwise this would have been a different story. But we know it's Weather Ball. And now we're going to go ahead. We're going to throw another Power Up Punch here, like so. They opt not to shield. We're going to shield theirs, and we know they cannot get another Weather Ball off. There's that, and now it's our Metacham versus theirs. We're going to shield this one, and now we're going to try to fake him out, and luckily they do bite. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to throw this very last Psychic here, which, there it is. And now all we need to do is, well, they're going to get a Power Up Punch off here, but it's totally fine because we have a Flamethrower ready to go, almost ready to go. And that's that in the battle. Let's go ahead. Let's check out the next one now. And what do we have next? Let's see here. All right, we have a Victory Bell lead. So this lead, it's kind of a neutral lead because they're not using our kit. They're using not Leaf Tornado, but they're using Leaf Blade. And so I usually let Leaf Blade hit me. That's going to take me to the yellow, but it's going to cost him a shield. We bring out Victory Bell. I'm pretty sure that she was using ABB with 2 fairy types in the back, just because, normally you wouldn't put in Granbull versus Victory Bell. So that was my thought. That's why I brought in Metacham here, because I wanted to save Bastiodon, and I didn't want to take any more damage because it was already low on health as it was. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's mosey on over to the next one. So we have a Lickitung, and same rules as always if they block any of these charge moves. So we can get 2 charge moves off. If they block any of those stone edges, go ahead and quick switch to Metacham right after the second one. Otherwise, just leave Bastiodon in. They go ahead, they quick switch to Bastiodon, which, great news for us, right? They played it a little differently than most people play a Lickitung lead, but there you saw me. I didn't play the minigame just because I wanted that power boost, attack boost. So here comes the Psychic. There it is. That's that. All right, on to the next one. But yeah, I'll do that. If you don't use any power-up punches and you just gain energy, yeah, you'll get 100% energy, but that Bastiodon's going to get 2 flamethrowers off, just as an FYI. So this person, I got to give him like the most props in the world because they had probably one of the more unique teams. And so for that, my hat's off to them. It was a very close battle. I forgot that new high horsepower. And so now we have Gengar. And with Gengar, it's using Shadow Punch. There it is. There's one. Here comes number 2. Gonna let that one hit us. And then just a quick punch from regular punch from Metacham. And now we're gonna go ahead. We know it's gonna be a body slam. There's 1. We're gonna use his power-up punch. They do shield, so they have something in the back that is weak to, what we're using. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna use 1 more power-up punch. There we go. And now we're gonna go ahead, and it's looking really good. There's not a whole lot they can do now. There's a Hydro Cannon, and yeah, we're golden. And that's that. Let's go ahead and let's check out the very last video for tonight. I want to thank you all for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know how you're doing. I know right now the 23, 24, 2500 range, it sounds like a lot of bad leads, and so I feel for you. That's never fun. Last battle of the night is a Frostlass, and for those of you that don't know how to, deal with Frostlass, go ahead and let the Shadow Ball hit you. We are going to use a Stone Edge. And they do shield, so that usually mean, well, not usually, that does mean that they have a flying type in the back. Normally I don't play this one as close. It's never good to take your only anti-flying type Pokemon down to the red. But as far as HP goes, but yeah, they have a knockdown. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna throw this Sludge Bomb. There it is. They do use their last shield. Totally fine. Go ahead. Let this one hit us. There we go. And then luckily, they decide to throw another charge move. There's that. We're going to shield it, and we're going to throw the Stone Edge. There we go. And now it's over. Thanks again for watching, and have a